What's up guys, Jason here, and we're playing No Man's Sky. And in this video I'm going to kind of go over the 3 different currencies in the game. And when you're first starting out, you're going to see up at the top left hand corner, you see your gamer tag right there. I'm Solid Snake Eye. But then you see units, Nanite Clusters, and Quicksilver. And Quicksilver is in gold for a reason. We'll get to that, that'll be the last one we go over. So if you really want to figure out what everything's about, you're going to watch the whole video. And it should be short, so don't worry about that. So let's hit units first. This is the most common currency in No Man's Sky. And you earn units by selling items, doing research, things like that. Anytime anyone pays you for anything, it's probably going to be in units. It's the basic and most used currency in the system, or in the game. When you buy starships, you use units. When you buy materials, you use units. Whenever you buy a freighter, which is the most expensive thing in the game, you're going to use units. And freighters can cost hundreds of millions of units. So if you want help with earning units, there's a card up top and video link in the description on the 3 easy starter ways to make units. Now there's tons of ways to make them, but the 3 easiest ways I think are in that video. So let's move on to Nanite Clusters. Now these are a little bit harder to come by. Nanite Clusters you can get by refining certain elements. They'll turn into Nanite Clusters. You could upload your research. So if you go into your pause menu and you go into your discoveries, if you upload all of this stuff, it'll tell you, okay, yeah, you got 50 or you got 100 Nanite Clusters for that. Also, talking to Nada on the anomaly, he will give you Nanite Clusters for your milestones. And so it's harder to get Nanite Clusters, but you can. Like right now, I have 37,000, which is a lot. I mean, if you have over 5,000, you're doing pretty well for yourself. And the things you buy with Nanite Clusters are right over here on space stations. And it's also on like minor settlements, things like that. But you buy upgrades. And so if you go over to this side of the space station, you can talk to any of these merchants over here. And you can either buy blueprints, and these are permanent, so if you buy a blueprint, you'll always be able to make any of these items. Like, I already know all of these, so it won't let you buy it more than once. But now I can go into, like, that's for my multi-tool. Let's do this. Exosuit. I can install technology. Oof, I don't have anything I can install. I've installed everything. Okay, there we go. For my starship, I have these blueprints, so I can install them, and it costs materials to install it, but you can always like get rid of it and rebuild it over and over again. It just takes, like for the rocket launcher, 200 copper and 100 condensed carbon. And every blueprint's different, and they have different levels. Like you see, I have a C right here and a B. You have different blueprints that you can make, but blueprints are permanent. You can always build them. Now you can also, if you don't want to deal with any of the materials or anything like that, you can also just purchase upgrade modules. Now these are going to be more expensive. I mean, for the C class, you see there's only 70 nanites for that. But if you get up to an S class, which is the most advanced class, that's 400 nanites just for one. And usually shops will only have one upgrade at a time, and it takes about 2 hours to refresh. But you could use your Nanite Clusters for that, and these are really good. You can only have 3 of each one, so I can have 3 Scatter Blaster modules. I can have 3 Pulse Splitters, but you can only have 3. Once you put the 4th one in, it overloads whatever you're doing, and you can't use any of them, so you can only have 3 at a time. That's in general what you can use for Nanite Clusters, and how you can get Nanite Clusters. Again, refine things, and if you want to know any more about Nanite Clusters, video up top, and then the link down below in the description. But those are the major things you can buy with Nanite Clusters and the ways you can get Nanite Clusters. You can refine things, you can upload your discoveries. There's a few different ways you could do it. Now let's move on to the Quicksilver. Now I'm going to go to the anomaly because Quicksilver is just for community events. And we haven't had a community event since December of 2018. It is now June of 2019, so it's been a few months. It's been about 6 months since we've had a community event. Now, I'm on the anomaly right now, you guys, and this is where you're going to spend all of your Quicksilver. So if you land on the anomaly, you're going to go in here, and you're going to want to go buy Polo right here in Nada. to this back wall, and this is where the Quicksilver merchant is going to be. So right over here, he's a cool golden guy. Quicksilver synthesis companion, specifically. But this is where you're going to spend all of the Quicksilver you earn. And so I've already owned all of this stuff, but I mean, like, the most expensive thing is going to be the first spawn battle mask. I think that was 3,000 Quicksilver, so it's really expensive. But there's tons of stuff. There's a lot of decorations for base building. There's some helmets here, like Eye of the Korvax, first spawn. Where's the cool one? One of the first ones we had was the Blazing helmet. Yeah, the Blazing Orbit helmet. That thing was rad. If you want to see a video on all the helmets, link up top and down below in the description, as well as some of the community events. Same thing, link up top in the description down below. Now, they have 3 different tiers, and so anytime there's a community event, it is something like we all go out and research plants, or something like that. And it takes into account everybody's progress. So, you see tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 is complete. I didn't complete all of these. I probably added like 1%, if that. It takes everyone, and it's only on your specific platform. So if you're playing on PC, everyone playing on PC has to do research in order to complete these tiers. Same thing for Xbox and PS4. Your specific platform has to complete these tiers. And you can always follow this stuff on nomansky.com. But they haven't put out a community event in a while, so hopefully it comes up with the Beyond update. But yeah, so if you want to see some of the events, I have all those videos on my channel, so you can go back and look at what they've put out for community events. But that is the only way you can get Quicksilver, unless you're cheating on PC and you use a save scumming or save mod. But on console, on PS4 and Xbox One, there's no other way. You can't cheat to get this, you can't dupe or anything like that. You literally have to do a community event and complete it, and you get Quicksilver for every step of the way, for all your research you turn in. So hopefully you guys like this video. If you did, hit that like button for me, and if you want to see more, subscribe to the channel. I'm uploading episodes all the time, and I'll see you guys next time.